How often do you let yourself be influenced by numbers? Very often, a lot of high performers stop themselves from creating, expressing, and speaking their truth because of numbers. I'm talking about the numbers in your bank account, the numbers on your social media profiles, the numbers of your sales effort, right? All of these numbers, they seem to influence you and the way that you show up. It might even be the number of your weight, right? The number on the scale. But very often it is the number in your bank account, isn't it? It's like, if I only had this and this and this much money, then I would express myself. Then I would start a business. Then I would See? Or it might be that, you don't have 1 million followers. You don't have 100,000 followers. You don't have 10,000. You don't have 1,000. And you're like, if I only had that, then I would show up. But of course you don't, because you don't have it yet. And you don't believe that you ever will. Or you might believe that you will, but you're not willing to wait that long. See? Or again, it might be the numbers or the number that show on the scale. If I only was this thin and I looked this way and I had this appearance and this number was this and this and this way, then I would show up. Then I would express myself. Then I would create. But of course you don't, because the number is what it is. So very often we get consumed by the numbers and we let the number direct whether we are showing up or not, whether we are expressing ourselves and being in our authentic truth and speaking that out loud. How is this a perfectionistic tendency? It is a perfectionistic tendency because you let an external circumstance, right? An external factor such as a number influence your direction, influence your choices, influence your essence of showing up. See? It's very simple. When you look outside of yourself, when you begin looking and kind of scrolling on kind of your social media profile or on other social media profiles, and you kind of focus your attention upon the numbers, your attention will go there over and over and over again, and you will begin to look for confirmation that things are not going the way that you want them to. See? You will begin to focus upon the factors that are actually non-essential to whether you're showing up or not. Truly, it's non-essential to know what the numbers are as far as in your bank account, on the scale, in the social media profiles. It's non-essential. Because you can continue to show up regardless of what that is. You can be broke and still show up. Because you have faith in the unseen. You have faith that things will work out for you. You know your worth. And you know that your worth is not intertwined with a number. That is when you bloom beyond perfectionism. And it is from this place, right? It is from this place that we want to show up, that we want to create, that we want to speak, so that we do not lose our sense of direction. It's fine to get sidetracked a little bit now and then. That's normal. That's human. But if you let the numbers get in the way, that make you fall into procrastination, that make you stop yourself from shining your light, That is destructive, and that is perfectionism. And that is exactly why I created the Bloom Beyond Tribe for high performers like you, right? Who can see and recognize that there is a sunflower and a bloomer within, but that is not being expressed because you're so consumed by the numbers, or you are influenced by the numbers. Maybe things are going extremely well for you, looking at the numbers. But you feel empty inside at the end of the day. You don't feel good. You're on a hamster wheel, running to the next milestone, the next sale, the next launch. You're creating, but there's basically never enough. Okay? That is also a perfectionistic tendency. It's called hustling. It's called grinding. You're hustling and grinding to prove your sense of worth, mostly to yourself. Because if you stop for a moment, if you rest, if you just don't work the way that you typically do, you feel anxious. Right? You feel like you should be doing it. You feel like you're not being productive. See, that is a perfectionistic tendency too, because it all means that you simply do not believe that you're worthy of rest, that you're worthy of silence, peace, of just being, because you've intertwined your performance with your worth. So you see how your numbers and your attention towards them can actually limit the way that you show up, the way that you take care of yourself as well. I don't care whether you have $0 in the bank account or you have millions upon millions upon millions upon millions. You can have perfectionism nonetheless. You can be procrastinating or you can be hustling to cope with the numbers. See? So I wanted to just express this, right? And invite you to join the Bloom Beyond Tribe so that we can get to the root cause here of why this is, why it is that you keep letting the numbers influence your fulfillment in life and business. So that you can begin to overcome this perfectionism, so that you can overcome this belief that the numbers are intertwined with your worth. When that's not the case. You might not know that, or you might know that, right? Even if you know it at a conscious level, doesn't necessarily mean that you know it at a subconscious level, and that changes your behavior. So you might know it intellectually, but you still let numbers direct your life and your business. So go to bloombeyond.com/apply to join this very sacred, very wholehearted tribe of sunflowers and bloomers so that we can create a life and business of freedom together, right? With the power of the subconscious mind. Go to bloombeyond.com/apply to apply. We'll read through that application. And if we believe that we're a good fit, then you'll be invited to join. It's totally free, right? Monthly access. So monthly cohorts. And we've got a waiting list to join. So be aware that there is waiting time involved to get in. Alrighty. But once we then possibly see each other on the other side, oh my gosh, we are going to truly bloom beyond these numbers. These numbers, man, we're just going to crush through them and get to the bottom of why it is that your worth is intertwined with them. Because truly you are worthy already. And numbers have got nothing to do with your worth. So, until then, stay bright, brave, and balanced.